I can't believe we're at the end of July already. And of course, this is traditionally holiday season or vacation season. In fact, are you getting away for a proper holiday this year? And by a proper holiday, I mean a holiday where you have a complete break. No contact with the office, regardless of any tech or client emergency. And if that's not the quality of your holiday, let's explore how you could make that happen quickly. Hey, I'm Paul Green, and don't forget, for all the content, tools and training to market and grow your MSP, check out mspmarketingedge.com. A few years back, one of my MSP Marketing Edge members was telling me about the 3-week break he'd taken from his business. And his trip abroad was a kind of a combined holiday and working trip. But what was really impressive was how he'd set up the business to make sure that he wasn't interrupted while away. He replied to a few emails once a day, but he didn't have any support calls or any what I'd term as like a disruptive call from the office. You see, he, like most other MSP owners I deal with, is working really hard to remove himself from the day-to-day clutter. And sure, someone needs to do first-line support, yeah? But it doesn't have to be you. I recommend that you pick up this mantra and live by it. You should only do what only you can do. Now, assuming that your business is mature, so kind of like 3+ years old, then that means getting other people to do all the first line support, probably most of the second line, definitely all of the admin, and you need to focus your time on the marketing, the sales, and growing the business, as well as having an epic life. I asked this MSP exactly what he'd done to prepare his business to survive and thrive without him, and these were the 3 key items. Number 1, it was resourced correctly. After years as an MSP owner, he knew how much work there is in an average week, and he made sure there was enough resource to handle this comfortably. Now, if you yourself are a key part of the support team and you go away for a few weeks without covering yourself, you're kind of setting your team up for failure, especially because as the business owner, you can do more things and operate at a higher level for longer than any of your team can. This is the business owner's greatest asset and worst curse. His team had sufficient resources to get themselves through the break, including some senior technical advice on tap from a non-competing partner MSP for those, situations where they need like a fresh pair of eyes on something. Number 2, clear systems were set up. 80% of what happens in your business today will happen tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. So why allow it to continue to create chaos and stress? Your goal should be to create as many systems, checklists, and standard operating procedures as possible to remove the headaches of chaos. After all, system is an acronym. Saves you stress, time, energy, and money. This MSP put in place clear systems to set out the behaviors and actions he expected for most predictable situations. And combined with a bit of senior help on tap when needed, this was a good mix to allow a competent team to just get on with it, mostly drama-free. Oh, side note on this, I've got some suggested reading on this, The E-Myth Revisited and The Checklist Manifesto. Both great books. Go and get them. You can get them on Audible as well. And then number 3, he had clear visibility. Of course, having a long vacation without being interrupted by your staff isn't just about the way they work, it's as much about what you do and how you've set up your holiday. I once went on a 3-week cruise with no phone and no email. It was bliss. But there were odd moments of immense anxiety where I ran through my head all the ways that my staff could be destroying my business. I was doing this while I was sipping cocktails. But this MSP had full visibility on what his team were working on because he could just check in with his PSA. And you know what? That actually made him more relaxed than if he'd been in the dark for 3 weeks. I understand that because it removed the anxiety that can be created in a void of information. A pleasant postscript, this experience has taught my client a very valuable lesson. He doesn't need to be there every second in order for the business to run well. This is a major mindset shift. I had a similar leap myself in my last business around about 2010, and I can track our subsequent growth and the ultimate exit of that in 2016 right back to that moment of realization. Everything I've just talked about here is how I run the MSP Marketing Edge today. And you see, I fully expect this MSP to continue to spend less time distracted by the daily clutter and more time working on his business, because he's created himself space to think, time to get things done, and a business that will ultimately be more enjoyable, which means he's going to retain his passion for it. I believe the purpose of any business is to be there for you and not the other way around. And this is a massive, giant leap towards that goal.
Paul Green's MSP Marketing Edge.